All right, so I got a message from somebody after the last video about what we had to replace the Subaru with. As I had mentioned that we got a new car. I said, well, let me go outside and talk about it for a couple of minutes. So what did we buy? When you think about what we've had in the past, as long as this channel's been alive, my wife had a Honda Civic when I met her. We had a Subaru Forester. Then we had a Jeep Cherokee. And then we had the Outback that you guys have known for many, many years. Well, we bought something from the other side of the pond. And when I say the other side of the pond, I mean the other side of the pond from California. This is a 1997 Toyota Crown. It has a 1JZ inline 6-cylinder 2.5 liter. It's non-turbo, it's automatic. And no, my phone is not flipped in the wrong direction. This car's right-hand drive. And this is my wife's daily driver. A lot of interesting little things about this car. I've only got the valet key. She's got the actual key. And what's funny is there's a little button inside of the glove box that you can push that when you only have the valet key, that you can't press this little button because that opens the trunk. You can hear that. But when you press the button in there, you can actually lock the glove box and press that little button in, and the trunk is not accessible, and this key doesn't open the trunk. But this is a 1997 Toyota Crown Royal Touring Edition. This car would have been used as a limousine in Japan back in the day. It has about 150,000 kilometers on it, which is about 90,000 miles. These little things, it's funny, when the headlights turn on, they project out, of course, but when the light reflects back, these light up green, which is really kind of neat at the dark. You know, Toyota Crown. It does some very interesting things. There goes my neighbor. For example, let me get in. Oh my God, she's got short legs. Jesus Christ. Ah. All right. So you've got your heated mirror option there, which is nice. But you see this button? I'm gonna focus you on the mirror and then press that button. Look at this. It's got power folding mirrors because that's a thing in Japan, because parking is very, very scarce over there and very cramped. So power folding mirrors is cool. But here's something that we do get in America, okay? You'll know this. But in a Japanese car, check this out. The Japanese don't have to worry about their children being fucking retards and cutting their head off in the mirror. Or, excuse me, in the window. But check this thing out. This is a Japanese navigation screen that I don't have a clue what any of this stuff does. I can't read it, so you know, there's that. But get over here in the glove box. And that little switch, and then you can lock the glove box. You cannot access the trunk, which is quite entertaining the way that works. Yeah, Yeah, I still don't know what's going on here.
この音量でご案内します。
What the fuck was that? Yeah, anyway, I've never heard this car talk to me in Japanese before, but it just did. But it's got a overdrive, turn off, power settings, snow setting. It's got a funny little center console piece here that you see. It's got a plug hanging out of it. It goes down underneath of this, and there's a 12-volt plug. That's also the remote control for the. It's got a 10-disc CD player in the trunk. But that closes up. I mean, this thing is. I mean, you look at it, and it's. Yeah, this car's a 1997 Toyota, but man, it is fucking mint. You'd probably be surprised how much a car this nice actually costs. Like this was very easily a $100,000 car when it was new. You know, 27, 28 years ago, whenever that is. Let's take a look in the back seat. Ain't got much room back here, but some of these cars have like fold down tables. Some of them have a console here that's got cup holders. You can get these things. Like this is a relatively low optioned one. This car probably belonged to a doctor if I had an opinion. But you can get these things that they have a refrigerator inside of here. Just even the basic ones are. Oh, look. Somebody has smoked in there, and it is not me. Wow. I have not smoked in this car. That is cigarette ashes from Japan. That's funny. But you can see where the antenna for the navigation is kind of. I'd rather just leave that there than try to polish that piece of paint, because I would promise you if you pull that off, it's going to pull the paint off with it. But I mean, it's a good looking car, is it not? Crown. Toyota. Royal Touring. It's got a decent amount of trunk space. We've got some stuff in here to keep things from rolling around when you buy groceries. Your Armor All, your wife's. But this is the Toyota navigation system that goes with that screen. But I'd like to find a disc for that to see if they actually have one for this part of the world, but I seriously doubt it. Let's see. Sony 10-disc changer that's hooked up to it, because the Japanese radio only picks up to about 90.5. And it starts picking up at like 83. So it's completely different frequencies than we have here in the States. So you don't get much actual radio. But this is weird. Okay, most Japanese cars that are primarily sold in the world as right-hand drive have the fuel filler on that side of the car. This car is exclusively sold in Japan. It was never sold, well, they may have gotten it in Australia, but I doubt it. But this was pretty much exclusively Japan, and the gas door's on the American side, which is funny. But this is where I sit, and try not to have a heart attack, because think about this for a second. All right, you're sitting in this car. You're on the driver's side, as we know in America. She's steering from over there, so I'm over here working my imaginary brake and gas, and on the side of it, I think that was the biggest adjustment for us, or for me at least. I don't know about her. She drives this thing every day, and she loves it. I've never actually seen her, like, try to keep a car this clean and, like, I don't fart in it. Well, it's your car. You can fart in it. I don't want it to smell like the Subaru. Well, the Subaru smells like it did because we hauled a lot of garbage in it. This is the biggest getting used to portion for me, is sitting on the driver's side of the car while she's driving over there, because it's right-hand drive. that's an adjustment, especially at 100 miles an hour on the interstate. Well, something you have to take into consideration is that the gauge cluster in this thing is in kilometers. So it's an educated guess. There's a mathematical equation that you got to go through to, because yeah, you got kilometers. But come on around here to the front of this thing. I don't know, it needs a bath. I live on a dirt road. The hood struts on that don't work. This car's older. 1JZ, inline 6-cylinder. And I know it's not a 2JZ, okay? But when you think about, if you don't know what a 1JZ or a 2JZ motor is, just look up 2JZs, type in 2JZ 1320 video. You'll have a really good idea of what a solid power plant this engine is. That, like, with a tiny little bit of work and a whole bunch of money, you could shove like 40 pounds of turbo boost into this motor and go run 10-second quarter miles for the next 5 years and not have a single problem with it. That these engines are absolutely bulletproof. There's guys that have built these things 5,000 horsepower. The one that's a 3-liter instead of the 2.5. It's got the same block, same head, same cranks, just different assembly. That, like, something that these are bulletproof engines. They run forever. The only thing between this and a diesel that is different is it's got spark plugs and lower compression. They're like, this thing will run forever like a Mercedes diesel. But this is our new daily. That's pretty funny. It's got Spanish on the radiator cap. And we got funny little Japanese stickers. That one's got a date code on the inside of it. It's good till like 2026, so like this car would still pass Japanese inspection. Anyway, that's it for now. That is our new daily.